What's up, everybody? Just want to welcome each and one of you guys, and thank you for giving me the time and for hanging out with me. I'm definitely keeping things casual today, so nothing too formal, no presentations or anything like that. So just purely, strictly ask me anything. But I do have a few things that I wanted to go over before we open that up. Let me see here. Let me punch in the invite. All right, so we got that link out of the way, and couple of things that I just wanted to go over that I think that is very important because we've got so much going on right now, and it's kind of hard to keep up, right? And especially with the last 2 weeks alone, I've been dealing with so much individual concerns and technical issues. So the first thing that I wanted to dive into is first is the Ramatron version 4.1.1 is fully in effect, and it's more mandatory for you to have that version because every other older version that is out there is no longer working. And so the last couple of weeks, I've been getting a lot of panicking messages because the Ramatron is no longer working and they can't access it. So you have to update your version to 4.1.1. And most importantly also is you should be storing your Ramatron ID, your peer ID, and most importantly, your recovery key. So parang bank account na rin ito, di ba? So you have to know your account number in order for you to access your money. And your Ramatron is a money-making machine, and it's really no different. So you are fully responsible for your own applications. Even the same thing with your wallet, right? You have to keep your wallet ID, your seed phrase. You should have that somewhere safe in physical form. And in case something happens, like an emergency situation, and even the same thing with your Ramatron, right? If your computer breaks down and you needed to convert that into a new PC or laptop, you need to have that recovery key because without it, no keys, no crypto. And I can't emphasize that enough, and very critical. And please, I've been working the last 2 weeks helping people, and I'm just like, I can't have any more of this because I want to focus on, helping you guys move forward. And so it's been kind of a hindrance, but of course, I do the best that I can to help you guys out because, there's just no choice, right? It's a given. But to make things easier, please help spread the word so that way, we can continue moving forward. All right. The other thing is the Pandoproject app. A lot of improvements has been coming out, and they're continuing to modify the application, and I've been using it myself, and I think it's great. And I just want to encourage you guys to actually do the same thing. And there's been a lot of video links that has been spreading around, and I'm sure you've seen them on the chat group. And I think it's awesome, right? And so I want you guys to be uploading content, and so you can get a feel for it, and at the same time get yourself established, because just like anything, right? When YouTube first started, when TikTok first started, there was really nothing. But once it hits critical mass, then everyone that got involved in the very beginning is now in the better position because their subscriber base, their viewership is at a much higher rate. And so we have that same potential, and you can do exactly the same thing, but get used to and get in the habit of producing content. And so download the application. It's available in iOS and also in Android. And at the same time, our web version is currently on available for testing, And so you can actually go online and you can log in if you haven't uploaded your credentials. Um, but yeah, you can sign up and get your account set up there, and you can do it online. And since this is more of a test, we highly encourage that um, you offer your feedback. The same thing with the application. I offer my feedback all the time too, and you know, whatever is on your mind. If you feel that there is something that is missing, and that would make a better change in terms of interface, or maybe just like a color suggestion or anything like that, you can make those suggestions. And so we have the link for that. And I mean, this is a community-owned project, right? So we highly value your opinion and your suggestion, and that's how we succeed as a movement, right? And so we're one big family, and of course, we value everything what everybody has to say. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to implement what everybody says, but we do take, everything into consideration moving forward. And so please, by all means, give your feedback, utilize the application, create your profile, and find me on Panajo, and subscribe and like. And I will do the same, and I will follow you back. And so we can have a lot of fun with that. So, Malaysia is having a great time with it, and so they send me these. They send me all of their links, and so it's just we're just having a blast with it, and I just want to encourage you guys to do exactly the same thing. All right, okay, I think I spent enough time with that. So moving forward, so we are currently going through a transition, right? And we are moving from our existing mainnet, which is 1.1, and we're going to be transitioning to mainnet 2.0. And so why is it that migration is about to take place? Well, I've had the great privilege of being in touch with our CTO, Boss Logan, and so I've been bugging him quite a bit lately, and just getting a better understanding of things, of why this, and what's the purpose of this. And it all makes sense, right? Because we have our current mainnet, and I think it's great, but of course it has a lot of limitations in terms of being able to hit the critical mass, right? We basically wouldn't have enough infrastructure to carry on the new load for what is to come, right? If we are to add on top of it, we wouldn't have the capacity for it. So mainnet 2 is the solution for all of this, and of course, it's a whole different platform than what we currently have, and that's why there's so many changes that's happening. And so I want you guys to understand that mainnet has a lot more opportunities and a lot of potential moving forward as we scale this whole thing. And I'll give you a couple examples, right? With the POE, right, with the proof of engagement, he was mentioning that the proof of engagement it's the whole purpose of it is relaying data, relaying stream, and delivering the work, right? And so that alone is just one layer of technology. And so that offers us, the opportunity to earn at the rate of 0.1875, right? Whatever that is. And then they're pegging it to the 20 cents value. And I think that's great, because that goes right above your proof of network, and you have another passive form of income through the proof of engagement. And so he explains that the proof of engagement is just one layer of technology. And then he paints the vision of, John, we can add more. And just exactly the same way how the Ethereum network can host all of these blockchain projects within their network. but we're more catering towards real use case, real life solutions that businesses and people can actually utilize. And that was light bulb, right? And so he was saying that if we were to build on top of that, like having like AI technology, which we are actually going into, by the way. We're going to be working on decentralizing AI. That would be another layer of technology on top of this the streaming. And so, what does that mean for you, right? We already have a calculation that gauges, what you could potentially earn for proof of engagement for streaming. But imagine once we have the next layer of technology, right? That has its own different opportunity in terms of passive income stream when you're delivering and transferring data, because you have one and then you have two. So you just basically added another layer of earning potential when it comes to the PoE, and then so on and so forth, right? We're gonna have multiple layers, and with the series of, I mean, of course, right? In order to host, everything with all of these data transferring within our blockchain, that's gonna require a lot of muscle work. And that's the whole reason why we have the upcoming 4 new versions of the Ramatrons. And we've got the the light version, which is the one that we have right now, and then we also have the Ramatron mobile, which is coming out in the next few months, actually by the end of this year. And then we have the Ramatron Pro, and then of course we also have the Enterprise. So the mobile is like the super lightweight. It doesn't carry much heavy load data, but it's more geared towards more for the streaming aspect, like the live streamers. But it doesn't do any transcoding, anything of that sort. And so when we make that migration, right, the 250 PTX that we use to activate will carry on for the mobile version, and then the light version, which is what we have now, that's going to be bumped up to 1,000 PTX for the minimum stake amount, and we started out at $56 to activate your Ramatron, and even right now with 1,000 PTX, and I mean it's still like maybe like $15 based on today's current pricing. It's still not a significant amount, right? I mean the number of PTX increases, but the value of it where it currently stands, because of the current economy, it's still not much of a significant impact. But where I'm trying to get at is you have 4 different options that you can utilize, but each one has its own purpose. But the one that can pretty much do it all and have more unlimited potential in terms of earnings would be the Ramatron Enterprise, and so right now it's currently we have a very pre-sale special, right? So it's currently being offered at 1,500 USD for the setup fee, and then 35,000 PTX to have it established. And so the 1,500 setup fee is just a one-time, and then but the good thing with this is it's real-time earning, right? It has the highest potential for the APY on the staking for the proof of network, which is actually 15%, and then it has real-time PoE, right? And so this is actually designed for businesses, and that's why we call it enterprise, right? And so it does pretty much everything that what it's supposed to do on a large scale. And so the way I look at this is this, right? I view the Ramatrons as real estate, and so I consider the Ramatron Mobile. I consider that like renting a house. Right? I mean, it still produces for you, right? But then you got like the Ramatron Lite, which I would compare it to, having an actual house. And then the Ramatron Pro would be more of like an apartment building. And then the Ramatron Enterprise, I consider that as a commercial building. And so, having a commercial building with having multiple tenants that's paying you rent, it gives you the highest form and highest potential of earning passive income. And so, at least with the Ramatron Enterprise, you don't have to pay millions in order for you to acquire this property, this asset, nor do you even have to, mortgage it and take out a loan. You can actually just pay it outright, and you are now in position for passive income stream with, with endless potentials of what it can do for the future, especially when we start going mainstream, offering our services to businesses. Because imagine, right? We've got this whole thing, and then plus, we haven't even covered the aspect of like advertising when people begin to advertise. How that's going to take an impact because of the fact that when you have ownership of these digital assets, that also gives you participation to global profit sharing, and which is something that you want to take part of anyways. And so, what is it right now, like 10% global profit share. And so just imagine if you were to have 5 million USD of ad revenue, that takes a percentage off of that, and it goes into a pool, and it gets redistributed to all of the node holders. And so it's just, I to me, I think it's a no-brainer, but I also understand that some of the concerns that are being expressed is John, 1,500 USD is a lot to come across. Like how can people, how can our community take advantage of this if they don't have enough resources? Well, there are a couple of options, and let me share this with you. And one way to go about it is, I was actually having a conversation earlier with the management, and so one of the things that we've talked about is having the ability to actually do a payment plan. And so you can, because we have until the end of the year, all right, but you want to book it now because the price is actually going to go up, right? And because when mainnet launches, and this is the reason why you want to get in the pre-sale, is because when this thing takes off, this is going to be marketed for 5,000 USD for the one-time setup. And actually, in a matter of fact, right, in a very short it's going to be pretty soon. They even talked about that it's going to go up to $3,000 before it hits $5,000 on the pre-sale. So the current community right now has this opportunity to actually take advantage of this limited time offer for 1,500, and so you can actually work that out, and you can spread out the payments to make up for it. Or if you really want to be strategic about it, and this is something that that I'm with, you got to make it work, right? Because if this is a great opportunity, you find a way. And so one of the ideas that I came up with is actually it's not really my idea. It's just we've brainstormed on it, and especially I've talked about this also with Christina. You can pull in resources and share like a node, like you can go like 50-50, or just have like 3 or 5, however amount that can make up for to achieve the goal, right? And so you can have a couple of buddies, a couple of investors go up on it, or you can actually go with the payment plan. And so I think that's how you can address that. So we talked about the Ramatron Mobile, that's 250 PTX. The Ramatron Lite is 1,000 PTX minimum stake, and the Ramatron Pro is 10,000 PTX. And even with the Ramatron Pro, between that, the Lite, and the Mobile, the PON rewards on that is 10% APY, and then with the Ramatron Enterprise is going to be 15%. And so the other concern that I've been getting from the community, and I want to address this to you guys, so you guys understand, my train of thought on it, and so I want to impart that in you too, so you can understand, what I have in mind. So the concern that they have right now is like, hey, John, the PON that we have now is much better than what is going to be. I totally agree 100%. But one of the concerns that I had from the very, very beginning is, as much of a great deal this is that we have now, it's not as sustainable, because this was never really designed for this to be a continual thing. And so once I've received the confirmation that we are scaling back from it, and besides, because of the fact that mainnet 2.0 is a whole different landscape, I was actually okay by that. And so with the remaining time, right, between now and mainnet 2, let's think strategically. And so even with the Pro and with the Enterprise, so let's say right now with the Enterprise, right, it takes 35,000 PTX. So what I would strategically do is I would set those aside now and stake that between now and the end of the year, because you can still compound every single week at the 2.5% rate, and so that would give you the advantage to multiply that. So I believe I was calculating, let's do the math on that, right? 35,000, that's roughly about 1,000 PTX, I believe. 35,000 times 2.5%, so that's almost 1,000. So it's 875 PTX per week between now and the end of the year, right? So why not maximize on that? And especially with the pricing right now of the PTX. Oh, by the way, for those of you guys that bought into the dip, congratulations, because Christina she's been doing a tremendous job, being our spotter for these dip opportunities. She actually informed me of the last dip that we had last week, when it went all the way down to like 2.2%, and so I had fun with that one, and so even with this one. So I hope you guys took advantage of that, because that gives you more opportunity to buy in at such a low price. And this price is not gonna last, right, where it's at right now, and even all across the industry. Even with Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's one of the lowest prices it's ever been, for a very long time. And so we are in the bear market, and the bear market is the best time to be in position, because you guys have to keep in mind, most amateur investors, they buy on the green candles. We, on the other hand, we look for the red candles. And so you only buy on the red candles, and you only buy on days such as today. when the price had gone down, to I think it was like 2.5%. So it's a fire sale. So take advantage of that, you guys. And then what you want to do is stake it away, maximize on the 2.5% weekly reward, recompound that every single week. And so even at 875, it's actually going to go up higher, because if you're recompounding it in between now and the end of the year, that's going to leave you with a higher amount than you ever did, as opposed to making the acquisition or the transition during that time in January per se, right? So I want you guys to think strategically with this, and don't feel that you're being limited on opportunity, because the opportunity is actually great. And also the fact that the Ramatron Enterprise also has an incentive, a referral incentive, where you can actually earn real cash, right? And they're offering 5%. So you get 5% off of the booking fee, which is $1,500 for now, and then when it goes up, it'll be the same also. So 5% of that. So you actually get cash rewards on that on hand, and so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to start running more like a blitz for you guys, to help you guys out with with your referrals and stuff like that, so I can help you generate some of that referral rewards on cash. But also at the same time, when they position their 35,000 PTX and they stake it, I will work on getting you guys that existing 10% referral reward when they activate it on their Ramatron, because we are still on mainnet 1.0. I hope you guys follow me on this, okay? And so you have double the opportunity, okay? And so I'm gonna work on making things more efficient for you guys. And so I'm gonna put together maybe maybe a couple of days of the week where I can run these live presentations for you guys, or you can probably just run it yourself, either way, or I can have a recording or whatnot, so we can talk about that, okay? And oh shoot, I didn't even realize we have all these people on the stream, so let me add you guys. Boom. So we got Dominga and Nino. So I have you guys on stream, so feel welcome to unmute yourself, and you can even turn on your camera if you like. And if you have any questions, hello. Oh, you're on mute. Make sure you unmute yourself.
Good evening.
Good evening. Kumusta na?
Hi. Okay naman po, boss dyan. Kayo po?
Okay naman, thank you. So it's just been a very busy week, but a lot of exciting news, and I'm just glad that I have this opportunity to reconnect with you guys, because I know it's been a while, and so we're ready to move it forward, because I really have big plans for you guys, and so I want you guys to reap the benefits on some of the moves that we are about to make. And matter of fact, we have Boss Edward is also in the Philippines right now too, and so if you guys want to have the opportunity to connect with them while he's there for the next few days, we can make an arrangement for a meet and greet, and he can share with you guys some of the exciting news also. So but yeah, do you have a question? I'm more than happy to, whatever questions you have, I'm more than happy to entertain.
Wala naman po akong question.
Oh, okay. So do you understand everything so far with what we have going on?
Medyo hindi pa gaano kasi masyadong nosebleed na naman, sir.
Oh, pasensya na.
Okay lang.
Okay, so so ano yung hindi masyado klaro sa mga na-mention ko?
Doon po sa yung sa may tawag nito. Ay, something. Yung sa ano po, sa Ramitron Enterprise, ano po yun yung kailangan para siyang credit? Ano yung credit siya o utangin?
No. Pwede mo siyang installment. Yeah,
Installment.
installment, hindi utang. So,
Mhm.
pwede kang makipag-installment, di ba? Or, pwede kang makipag-pull in sa mga ibang investors.
Mhm.
So, that's how I would approach it to become, more creative with it. Kasi yun ang highest benefit. And then sa sinabi ko na rin na yung mga incentive niya na katulad ng 35,000 PTX, hindi naman siya due until the mainnet transition. However, mas mabuti kung i-set aside mo na dahil magandang presyo ng PTX, and then i-stake natin siya para maka-earn siya ng 2.5% compounding every week. Okay?
Apo.
And then, at the same time, while nagko-cultivate tayo ng mga ibang investors, pwede ka rin maka-earn ng referral rewards ng 5% sa booking fee niya, which is the 1,500 USD. However, when we make when they set aside yung 35,000 PTX nila, we're also going to suggest to them to do the same thing that you're doing, na i-stake mo na para maka-earn din sila. And then, pagka-stake nila, meron tayong 10% reward at the time being, di ba? When they stake when they activate their Ramitron, so they can earn their rewards, but their initial stake of the 10% of that, magiging benefit mo na rin. So, meron kang double benefit. Naintindihan mo?
Apa.
Yeah. So that alone is a good strategic move, and so that's what I have in mind for you guys. And I don't think everybody understands that, but I want you guys to see how I am viewing it para ma-take advantage niyo rin.
Apa.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
We
you.
have Nino over here. Nino, do you have a question? You can unmute yourself. Okay, maybe he's just listening in. So, let me see what else here that I have. Because I think I've mentioned all of the most important things. Oh yeah, and then also for the presentation, I'm going to start by scheduling it on Wednesday. So kung meron kayong suggestion kung ano kaya ang pinaka mas efficient day or night to do it, let me know, then we can make arrangements, whether kung Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday night. So let me know what you guys think, and then we can make plans for that moving forward. So that's my goal for you guys. And then the other thing that I have in mind also is I am collaborating with other projects over there, and my intention is to have oh, Nian, you're back. So if you have a question, just feel welcome to unmute yourself or turn on your camera, and we can address any of the things that you have in mind. But yes, so I am naghahanap ako ng venue, and so you guys can let me know also kung anong magandang venue dyan sa, whether if it's Makati or you guys let me know what's a good place to host a crypto event. Um, and I'm looking into the month of either late October or early November. So most likely early November too. Um, but let me know what you guys think, because right now I'm collaborating with other projects para makipag-network din. And because there's so many projects out there, right? Especially in the Philippines, it's a lot of NFT and gamers, and so one thing that I also want you guys to have the mindset of ay tayo ay ang pinaka power source ng Web3. And so we are a utility, di ba? Katulad ng kuryente sa bahay ninyo. Yung kuryente nyo, yun ang main utility to power up your house. And so our utility powers up Web3. And so I want you guys to have that mindset that that's how massive our opportunity is. And so we can create great partnerships with a lot of gaming projects, and especially yung mga sa play to earn gamers, because you know, gamers, they play para maka-earn sila, di ba? And so if they add our technology on their computer, and they can maximize their earning while they're playing the game, right? So kaya nga tawag natin turn on to earn, di ba? And so they can make that combination with play to earn. And so we have all these concepts that we can take advantage of, and so let's utilize them correctly. And I am here to support you guys. And so kung ano man ang kailangan ninyo, let me know. So don't feel shy. And kahit na nag-i-English ako all the time, hindi ibig sabihin na neglect ko rin kayo, dahil just let me know when there's something you don't understand. I'm happy to clarify. So I just speak English majority of the time para ma-generalize na lang. Pero pasensya na rin sa mga nagna-nosebleed. I keep forgetting sometimes. So, but yeah, reach out anytime. Don't feel na you're bothering, or you're hindi naman kayo nakakabala. So, whatever the problem there may be, just let me know. I'm always very attentive in the chat anyways. And so don't be shy. All right. Okay. Is there any other questions you guys have? Because if not, then we can conclude from here. And also mark your calendar for Wednesday. And if you guys have, you can go ahead and make some invitations para maka get some exposure sila sa opportunity natin. All right. And so we have a decent amount of window right now. Because ano na ba ngayon? August, September, October, November, December. So let's take advantage of the 3 to 4 months that we have before this migration. So let that work on your favor. And parang ano na rin, di ba? Parang we're back at the launching stage like what we did before. But let's not wait at the very last minute. So take advantage na natin yung the time that we have now. And then then we can reap the benefits later, and we can have a Merry Christmas. So, yeah, pag-ipunan na natin yung pang-Pasko. Dahil in a few weeks, magiging Burr months na, di ba? So, we can work on that right now, and setting aside on building that budget. All right? Okay. Let's see. Anybody else have any other questions? Anybody on the chat that they want to throw in a question, you're more than welcome to do that. So I'll give it another few seconds. And if not, then we can just end it here, and I will just update this on the video for those that missed it. Then they can just refer to it later. So. Then okay, Nino, you still have any? Are you still there? So if you have something that you want to ask, now would be the time.
I don't have any question.
Okay. All right. Okay, then I think we're good. And so, like I said, feel welcome to approach me for anything, and I'm here to support everybody. And let me know. So just take advantage of that. All right, and then I'll let you guys know with any other progressions that we have, and I will try to make more time on producing more videos for training that you can actually utilize for educational purposes. So any suggestions, I'm totally open, and so please don't be shy. Okay. All right, everyone. That concludes this update, and thank you for this opportunity. And we'll catch you on the next one. Okay.
Thank you, Boss Jan.